Hey guys, this is Bharadwaj with Phone Arena, and this is the Huawei Ascend Mate, the first smartphone from Huawei with a huge 6.1-inch display. The 6.1-inch IPS Plus display has a resolution of 1280 by 720 pixels at a pixel density of 240 ppi. Even though the pixel density is less, the screen is sharp and bright. It has Corning Gorilla Glass protection and comes with Magic Touch that lets you use the phone even when you are wearing thick gloves. Even though it is huge, it is comfortable to hold in a single hand. Huawei has also added some software features for comfortable one-hand usage. Let's talk about that later in the software part. The phone has a sturdy build and doesn't slip out of your hand. This is due to the chrome-colored plastic that runs on the sides of the phone that is slightly rough to give you the grip you need. The phone is 9.9mm thick and weighs 198 grams, which is quite heavy. There is a 1-megapixel HD camera on the top. The LED indicator is present on the back of the earpiece. The micro USB slot is present at the bottom with a tiny microphone hole along with it. The 3.5mm audio jack and the micro SIM card slot are located at the top. Even though it is really easy to replace the SIM cards, you need to restart the device every time you insert a SIM card. There is a tiny secondary microphone hole next to the micro SIM slot. The power lock button is present on the right side, while the volume rocker is present below that, making it easy for one-handed control. The micro SD card slot is present on the left side, and it accepts memory cards up to 32 GB. On the back, there is an 8-megapixel autofocus camera with LED flash. The camera UI is simple and similar to the G510 that we reviewed recently. In addition to the on-screen controls, there is a touch to focus option too. You can disable this if you want to take quick shots without focusing on an object. You can switch to either cameras from the top left corner, and the front camera takes shots at HD resolution, that is 1280 by 720 pixels. It does have face and blink detection too. There are several scene types, options to adjust ISO, white balance, exposure, saturation, brightness, and contrast. There are different shooting modes too, including group, HDR, and burst modes. It was specific to note that the HDR and low light images were pretty decent. The phone records videos at 1080p Full HD resolution at 30 fps and also has a software stabilizer option to keep the video steady. The plastic back has a soft matte finish and there is a Huawei branding below the camera. The loudspeaker is present at the bottom part of the back and has Dolby Digital support, but it doesn't seem to have any branding to support that fact. The phone has a huge 4050 mAh battery under the sealed back cover. Coming to the software part, the phone runs on Android 4.1.1 Jelly Bean with Huawei's own Emotion UI 1.5 on top. The user interface is simple and is similar to Emotion UI 1.0 without a separate menu, so all the apps are present on the home screen itself. There are on-screen touch buttons for back, home, and multitasking. You can hide this navigation bar from settings, and when you enable this, you can see a tiny downward arrow next to the back button. You can press this to hide the bar and swipe from the bottom to view the navigation bar whenever needed. This would be useful if you are playing games and watching videos that usually occupy the whole screen. Huawei's default lock screen lets you launch the dialer, messaging, and camera directly from the lock screen, and you can change these shortcuts from the settings. The semi-transparent drop-down notification bar has rich notifications, and the notification panel shortcuts has 10 control toggles, which can be swapped with more toggles if you need. The one-handed operation option in the settings lets you move the screen lock, answer and end call buttons to the right or left to easily unlock the phone with a single hand. You can also move the dialer and the default Huawei keyboard for your convenience. The suspend button or the EC panel is a small hovering button that sticks on the side of the screen that opens up to reveal the shortcuts for video player, messages, calculator, and notes app. These apps hover on the top of the screen and are similar to the pop-out apps seen on other devices. Regarding storage, the phone has 8 GB of internal storage and you get 4.68 GB of usable memory. and out of 2 gigabytes of RAM you get 1.7 gigabytes of usable RAM. Good that you can choose the default storage option to install apps on the microSD card. Coming to the pre-installed apps, you have all the usual Google apps, and there are apps like a Huawei Care app that lets you contact Huawei support easily, and there are also apps for cloud services and cloud sync. The music player is simple and has DTS audio, which can be enabled using the options here. The phone can play 1080p Full HD video smoothly, and since this phone has a large display, watching videos in this large screen is a great experience. Audio through the loudspeaker is decent but not exceptional. We do wish, however, it had stereo speakers to complement the DTS support. The Ascend Mate is powered by Huawei's own K3V2 quad-core ARM Cortex-A9 processor developed by HiSilicon Technologies from Huawei and has a 16-core Vivante GC4000 GPU. The performance is not exceptional, but it is normal for day-to-day usage. Apart from all the connectivity options, it also has air sharing that would let you share content with the TVs and other devices connected to the same Wi-Fi network. Coming to the battery life, the 4050 mAh battery is great. It lasts for 2 days on mid to heavy usage such as browsing on 3G, video playback and some image and video captures. Huawei has incorporated their own quick power control and automated discontinuous reception technologies to improve the battery life. It also has fast sharing technology that lets you charge other devices when you connect it to the Ascend Mate using a USB OTG cable. Concluding, the Huawei Ascend Mate is a great phablet for the price. Even though the large display is just 720p, it is good enough, and while the non-removable back cover doesn't give you access to the battery, the huge battery has enough juice to power the device for about 2 days on a single charge. However, the UI might take some time to get familiar with, and the performance is slightly below average. Overall, the Ascend Mate is definitely one of the best large screen smartphones or a phablet in the Indian market, and Huawei has sensibly priced it at Rs 24,990. If you are looking for a huge phone with a good display and great battery life, and of course at a great price, go for it. Listed here are the pros and cons of the device. For the complete review, check the link below, and do hit the like button if you like this video. Also, if you want more videos like these, do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.